everyone, and welcome to our channel. We are the Seekers of the Arcane. I'm Mars.
I'm Jesse.
In today's video, we wanted to discuss a very taboo subject. We wanted to talk about demons. Mainly, we wanted to go into the word demon and the origins, where it come from, how it all started, and how did we even come to this point of knowing what demons are. And really, we just wanted to get into the real truth of what it actually means, what this word actually means, what it actually represents, and just kind of how it all started. So if you are interested in learning more about this topic, please stay tuned. But before we get into this video, I would quickly like to ask you guys if you could do us a great favor and subscribe to our channel, like this video when it's done, and also share this video with anyone that you feel that could use a little bit more knowledge in this world. And we would just really appreciate it, because we want to continue creating content like this for you guys, and obviously in the future go into more, paranormal investigations and ghost huntings and all that good spooky stuff that you guys like. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into today's video. So to begin, we are going to get into the origin of the word demon. So the word demon comes from the ancient Greek daimōn, a word that once meant spirit, divine power, or guiding force. It carried no evil, no horns, no fire. To the Greeks, a daimōn was a messenger between gods and mortals, a whisper of fate, a guardian of the soul. But over the centuries, as the new faiths rose and old worlds fell, the meaning changed. Daimōn became daimon, and then demon, a word twisted from light into shadow. Before demons ruled hell, before the exorcisms, the fear, and the flames, there were spirits. They weren't evil, they didn't tempt or torture, they guided, they protected. They whispered destiny into the ears of kings. And even earlier, they lived in the tombs and temples of ancient Egypt. So what happened? How did these spiritual intermediaries become the monsters we fear today? How did Baal become a demon king? How did Asmodeus, Belial, and others fall from worship to damnation? Tonight, we follow the transformation of the demon, the divine spirit, to the devil's servant.
So let's go back, a little bit further back into Egypt. In ancient Egypt, the soul was a constellation of forces. The Ka, your life essence; the Ba, your personality; the Ak, your transfigured spirit. These parts could walk among the living after death, guiding, warning, or blessing. There were also guardians, fierce beings who defended cosmic order, Ma'at. They punished the wicked, but not out of cruelty. They were judges, protectors, keepers of balance, not devils.
Going a little further into the Greek daimon, centuries later, the Greeks gave these unforeseen forces a name, daimon, which is what we just discussed. It wasn't a god, it wasn't a ghost, a spirit in between, carrying divine messages, stirring inspiration, guarding destiny. Socrates spoke of his daimon, a voice that warned him of danger. To the Greeks, daimons weren't feared, they were respected, even honored. They lived between worlds, bridging heaven and earth.
So now let's get into the fall of the daimons. When the world changed, new faiths arose: Judaism, Zoroastrianism, and Christianity, each proclaiming one God, and with one God came one enemy. Everything else, every foreign god, every wandering spirit, every old belief had to be defined. There could no longer be many forces, only good or evil. The spiritual world was redrawn in black and white. What once were daimōns, messengers and guardians, became daimonia, unclean spirits, not divine, not neutral, fallen, dangerous, rebellious. It wasn't only a matter of theology, it was power. To unify belief, the church had to cast out rivals, and so the old gods became demons.
So let's talk a little bit about some of the demons, some of the well-known demons today. For example, Baal, once a Canaanite storm god, bringer of rain and fertility, became a false idol in the Bible. Later, a demon king of hell. Asmodeus, born from the Persian Ashmadeva, spirit of wrath, became the demon of lust and corruption. Belial, once a Hebrew word for worthlessness, was personified into a prince of arrogance and lies. They weren't born evil, they were made evil, rewritten by the pen of faith.
So now let's talk about when the demons became a tool of control. As Christianity spread, it didn't just conquer lands, it conquered imaginations. Witches were branded as servants of demons. Foreign gods were unmasked as devils in disguise. Sickness, madness, and misfortune became signs of possession. The church built hierarchies of hell, naming, ranking, and condemning the very spirits once seen as divine. Demons became the enemies of salvation, tools to warn the faithful and control the fearful. Fear was power, and demons became its language.
So, in today's world, in modern times, the word demon means terror. Yet, the old meanings still echo. Guardian spirits in fantasy, personal demons in psychology, symbols of transformation in the occult. They've never fully vanished. They've simply changed faces. Because the demon didn't begin in hell, it began in temples, in tombs, in dreams and whispers, as a guide and not a curse. Divine, then dangerous, then damned. But maybe still carrying the wisdom of the spirits they once were.
So in closing, when we are speaking of demons, are we naming monsters or ancient guides buried beneath centuries of fear? What if the darkness we fear is only the shadow of something once holy?
You just think about that. So guys, that is basically it for this video. Again, we know it's pretty short, but we try to make these videos that we talk about right now a little short, simple, and sweet, only because we don't want to force anyone to watch very long videos when they're not going to watch them. And we just try to get to kind of the nitty gritty of certain topics and subjects and stuff. Of course, unless it comes to our paranormal investigations, but that's a whole different story. If you want us to go further and deeper, we totally can, and we totally would. In future videos, we would love to talk further about these things that have such a strong misconception to them, and it's just been twisted in so many ways throughout, history, throughout time. And we just wanted to shed a little bit of light to kind of take away the power, the fear of, of these things that have been deemed to be, evil. And don't get me wrong, there are things that are negative out there in the, astral world and stuff. But not everything is as it seems. And that's mainly what we like to cover here on our channel, is we kind of like to unveil the stuff behind the screen, the things that most people don't know about, the stuff that is truly arcane. So with that being said, we hope that you guys, like I said, enjoyed the video. If you guys can go ahead and like the video, share the video, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more content. Let us know your guys' thoughts down below. in the comments, what do you guys think about this information? What is your guys' personal views about demons? We would love to hear your guys' thoughts. Leave down any notes, again, down in the comments below. Until then, we will see you guys in our next video. Stay spooky. Bye.